Right, we're live. Right. Right, Shalom. This is the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. Today's class in the UK is the scripture breakdown class. For those of you that are new to class, you can watch us online, and we have a school in the city of Birmingham. The address is 394 Lodge Road. The postcode is B18 5PW. And from this school, we teach the classes 3 times a week. So on Monday, 7 till 9, you have the UK's history class, usually held by Officer of 5,000 Karafia. Then Wednesday at the same time, you have the law class done by Officer of 5,000 Dumgabar. And of course, right now you got the scripture breakdown class by myself, Captain of 10,000 Parasha. Then also we have other classes online, but not in the school in Birmingham. So on the Tuesday, you got the Brotherhood class up in Manchester, done by Officer of 50 Tazapawan, or by Officer of 50 Ra'awaban. Then on the Friday, you got Officer of 5,000 Shamgar out of London teaching the language class. You know what I mean? So that's all the classes we got. You can check us out on YouTube, ISUPK United Kingdom. You can check us out on Facebook, ISUPK United Kingdom. You can check us out on Instagram, ISUPK underscore UK. You can check us out on TikTok, ISUPK UK, and also on the Google My Business. You know what I mean? You can type in ISUPK Lodge Road, or the full title, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, also as well. And you can get the directions, whether it's by car, train, bus, or by foot. All right. So that's what we got going on. And also on our channels, you can check out our older videos, whether it was the Birmingham High Street, whether it was the Brixton High Street. So we have all that going on as well. So for those of you, you just heard Queen Elizabeth II died. And what you want to notice is that while everyone's sad for her, she died rich from oppressing us. A lot of people don't know that the riches that the royal family has, it does have a origin, and that origin is from enslaving black people in the West Indies, man. From enslaving your great grandparents in the islands of Jamaica, in the islands of Trinidad and Tobago, man, in the islands of Montserrat and many Caribbean islands that the UK owns, man. And how can you feel sad for someone that died rich, man? They never had to lift a finger in their life. Why? Because your grandparents, they lifted their fingers, man. They did all the work. And now everyone's sad for someone not realizing who her family oppressed to even get those riches, man. That's what's more heartbreaking than her death, man. And we need to look at this and understand that England clearly does not care about us. Why? Because you care more for her than the people her family got rich off, man. So if you're looking for England to show you some love, forget it, man. Everyone's like, the Queen died and it's sad, you know what I mean? But what about the people that her family enslaved for 400 years, man? One person died under their family's rule. Millions died, man. So we're gonna get into a article, then we're gonna get into the Bible as well, all right? So of course, this article would be recent because it just happened. All right, so I'm gonna share it with you. So this happened a minute ago. So so this article is very new. So it says Queen Elizabeth II has died. Buckingham Palace announces. So she just died. So let's read some. So Queen Elizabeth II, the UK's longest serving monarch, has died at Balmoor, age 96. Now, let's start right there, man. How can you feel sorry for someone that died at 96 years old, man? You know, I'm not trying to demean it, but you're gonna have to die one day, man. And what a better way to die at 96? Meaning the kids that you've had, they're grown, man. You've seen your kids have grandkids, man. You know what I mean? What can you be sad about, man? You know what I mean? In among blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, some of us are dying at 16, man. Some of us dying at 19. You know, I'm in the car on the way to work. I was listening to One Extra, and one like rapper died at 20 years old, man, of a drug overdose. Listen, his family needs to be sad. Why? Because he hasn't lived life. You was rich and lived to 96. There isn't nothing to be sad about, man. You never lifted a finger in your life and you lived to see 96. Listen, man, you know what I mean? What more can you want, man? And that's the problem. England would show love to someone like this instead of the people her family oppress, man. Let's read some more. After reigning for 70 years, her family gathered at the Scottish estate after concerns grew about her health earlier on a Thursday. The Queen came to the throne in 1952 and witnessed enormous social change. With her death, her eldest son, Charles, the former Prince of Wales, will lead the country in mourning as the new king and head of state for the 14 Commonwealth realms. Now, even right there, it sounds nice, isn't it? The 14 Commonwealth realms. Doesn't it? Does anyone know what that really means? Now, today is called the 14 Commonwealth realms. Really, those are the 14 places that England colonized, man. That's a nice way of saying it. It's the Commonwealth, where, you know what I mean, with England, their wealth helps that place. But why does England help that place? Because at one point, England had that place in bondage, man. That's what they don't want you to know. See, they were nice, the Commonwealth, but before it was called the Commonwealth, it was a place that England had in bondage, man. Now, of course, Jamaica got their independence, so Jamaica is not under the Commonwealth of England anymore. But there's many Caribbean islands that they are under England's Commonwealth. And why? Because England enslaved that place, man. England made millions of those countries or those islands for 400 years. And now it's called Commonwealth. But before that, those were slave islands, man. Even with the Aborigines, you know what I mean? That is under the Commonwealth of England. But what? England slaughtered the Aborigines, man, badly. To that now, there's hardly any of them left, man. And a nice way to make it seem nice is the Commonwealth, when that's not the case. In a statement, Buckingham Palace said the Queen died peacefully at Balmoor this afternoon. And imagine that, man. Your ancestors did not die peacefully, man. While your ancestors enslaved mine died miserably, man. Mine died on the cotton fields of Jamaica, man. Mine died by getting castrated, getting dogs set after them, getting lynched, man. And from their wealth, you get to die peacefully, man. This is insulting, man. While other people find it as a joy, it's insulting to us, man. Reading on. The king and the queen consorts will remain at Balmoor this evening and will return to London tomorrow. All the queen's children traveled to Balmoor near Aberdeen after doctors placed the queen on the medical supervision. And imagine that you're that rich. Listen, man, you got personal doctors watching you, man. We have grandmothers that just die on the spot, man. Ain't you mean in the oppression we're in? No one can't watch him, man. You one day knock on your grandma's door and she's not answering, and come to find out she died, man. You're getting supervised, man. After you've enslaved the chosen people of God, man. After your family got rich from enslaving the people that God loves, look at how you're living, man. And no one never thinks about the people that her family oppress, man. Let's get some more. All right. Her grandson, Prince William, is also there with his brother, Prince Harry, on his way, man. And look at that. Her family can even make it there, man. We're so poor. In some families, some of us dying like, sorry, I can't make it, man. We got family in America, family in Jamaica, and you want to see them and what? You can't afford it, man. You're like, it's sad, man, but I can't make it. This family, wherever they are, they can make it, man. As blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, listen, man, you got nothing to be sad about, man. This is a woman that died wealthy, man, that died rich from your oppression, man. If you're in the islands, listen, man, don't feel sorry, man. I'm telling you straight. If you're in the islands, listen, man, don't shed a tear, man. Why? Because she's rich of your oppression, man. I've been Jamaica, and let me tell you something. Jamaica's got some of the nicest vibes you'll ever see on the earth, man. But guess what? Jamaica's poor, man. Trinidad and Tobago is poor, man. Montserrat is poor, man. Although the people got nice vibes and there's music and, you know what I mean, so many things, guess what? That island's poor. And do you want to know why? Because the royal family's got all the wealth, man. When what? If you work, naturally, you should get paid. Imagine your ancestors worked for 400 years and got nothing, man. You never got a wage. You know what I mean? A lot of you today, if you work hard and your wage slip is saying something that's wrong, you're gonna call that manager up and go, look, man, you know what I mean? I did 60 hours, man. There's no way I can get that money after I've done 60 hours. Imagine we did 400 years of hard labor and got nothing, man. Not even a week's wage, 400 years, and the royal family got all of it, man. And listen, her family's rich. Listen, she died, and all the families coming from all over the globe to go pay their respects, man. We got family in Jamaica dying right now, and you can't afford a plane ticket, man. You know what I mean? To get to Jamaica, how much? Like about 800. We ain't got £800 for even a one-way, man. Like, listen, it's sad, but I don't have the money. Listen, man, the royal family is gonna be all right, man. You don't worry about them. You worry about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Let's read some more. Okay, so read second, see if anyone's in. What's luck? Ashalama, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah.
Yeah, Yahweh Bashim Barakatah.
All right, let's read the rest of it. So, Queen Elizabeth II's tenure as head of state spanned post-war austerity, the transition from the empire to Commonwealth, the end of the Cold War, and the UK's entry into the withdrawal from the European Union. Let me tell you something. She lived a long time, man. She's seen England go through many things. Listen, man, what you got to be sad about, man? You got rich from money that wasn't yours. You lived to 96. You had a private doctors. And listen, man, you got what the world calls generational wealth. If you're a black man, listen, man, you should not be sad, man. If you love your ancestors, if you love your grandmother, guess what? This should not faze you at all, man. Instead of thinking about the Queen died at 96, we got kids dying at 16, man. We got people out there dying at 20 years old due to knife crime, man. That breaks my heart every day, man. Every day I gotta watch the news at 6 o'clock, or I'm in the car and the traffic announcements are on, and in London, this person stabbed. Even matter of fact, even on the Monday in South London, a famous rapper was shot dead, man. The armed police shot him dead in South London, man, where we have camped on the Brixton High Street. They're the people I feel sorry for, man. Why? Because we're poor, we don't know who we are, we lost our identity. That's what we slaved and made England rich and got nothing, man.
Right.
That's who I feel sorry for. I can't cry for someone that's rich off my oppression, man. I can't cry for someone that is rich from my demise. How does that work? We got family in Jamaica right now, poor, man.
That's right.
Suffering, and the Queen's to blame for that, man. You wanna know why? Because she knows what her family did, and you never gave it back, man. Not once was you like, damn, my family did that to yours. You know what? Here, take this, man. Jamaica, take $1 billion, man. You know what I mean? My family done that to yours. Montserrat, take $1 billion, man. Trinidad and Tobago, take another $1 billion. You never did that, man. Which means you don't care, man. So why should I care? All right, reading on. She held weekly audiences with her prime minister throughout her reign. At Buckingham Palace in London, crowds await updates on the Queen's condition, began crying as they heard of her death. And let me tell you something, I'm offended, man. You cry for someone who's rich and died at 96, and don't cry for a slave on the Caribbean islands, man.
Right.
That's insulting, man.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You cry for someone that was rich and died at 96. And listen, we was on the islands for 400 years, dying in misery, man. And no one cries for us, man. I'm offended, man. I'm upset. Read on. Okay. Is it readable from where you are, or Lara? Is the Sabika got?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, is it readable from where you are, or
let me just see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, I can read it now. You want me to read the other one?
Khan, please.
Which paragraph are we at, sir?
I got the cursor, so it's at Buckingham Palace in London.
Khan, sir. At Buckingham Palace in London, crowds awaiting updates on the Queen's condition began crying as they heard of her death.
Read on.
The Union flag on top of the palace was lowered to half-mast at 6:30 BST.
That's what. So at 6:30 British Standard Time, they lowered the flag, meaning what? England is sad, man. When we never had that. You mean we was enslaved under the British Empire for 400 years, and that flag was high, man. That flag was raised, but what? England got rich off free labor, man. You know, like, we don't think about it as much as we should. It's natural that when someone works, they get paid. Imagine you got 400 years work off me, nothing. All the sugar cane, the coffee beans, the cotton, and you never paid nobody. We was in rags and just worked 12-hour shifts and never got nothing, man. And you made billions, and the flag wasn't lowered once, man. That is offensive, man.
Khan. The Queen was born Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor. in Mayfair, London, on the 21st of April, 1926.
Yeah,
Few
man.
could have.
So you mean she lived a long life, man? Born in 1926, man. Let me tell you something. My grandma was not 1926, so my grandma wasn't born in 1926, but she's never lived the life of the Queen, man. My grandma was from the Windrush, man. And let me tell you
Right.
something. That life wasn't like hers, man.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you feel sorry for someone that they've never had any affliction in their life, man? No misery in their life. You know what I mean? All they had to do was just come out of some old limousine and just wave their hands and go back in, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's so hard about that, man? Reader.
Kadwan Khan. Few could have seen she would have become a monarch, but in December 1936, her uncle Edward was that the 5th or 6th?
The 8th, I believe. 5 to 6. Yeah,
Salakia.
8th.
Edward the 8th abducted from the throne to marry the twice divorced American Willis Simpson. Wallace
Yeah,
Simpson.
so now she got the throne. Why? Because her uncle abdicated the throne, meaning he left it, man. He wanted to marry a woman that the royal family didn't approve of. So, it's like you make her your wife, or if you want to remain on the throne, don't. And he made his choice, man. Which means she got it. Why? Because there was a man that just didn't want it. Read on.
Kadwan Khan. Elizabeth's father became King George the 6th, right? Or 5th?
Yes. The
6th.
6th.
And at age 10, Lilibet, as she was known in the family, became heir to the throne.
Uh-huh.
Within 3 years, Britain was at war with Nazi Germany. Elizabeth and her younger sister, Princess Margaret, spent much of wartime at Windsor Castle after their parents rejected the suggestion they be evacuated Slovakia to Canada.
All right, so of course, that's going back to time of World War II. And this is something a lot of people don't know. Even her family, they're of Germanic descent, man. Meaning the name Windsor, they got that later. But if you do the research, the original name is a German name. And there's a lot of history that people don't want you to know. Even when the Second World War was happening, they felt away because they still had family in Germany at that time. So you know what I mean? So it was a very delicate subject for them. But right, we got enough out of that one. Let's get this one now. Let me scroll up. So this one is from the Guardian. So I'll read the head title. I'll read the title. As a historian of of slavery, I know just how much the royal family has to answer for in Jamaica. So meaning what we say in the UPK, it's not far-fetched. Everyone knows that the royal family, a lot of the riches they have comes from slavery. It's a fact. Right, let me scroll down some. And this was on Friday, the 25th of March this year. So this is recent also as well. So it goes a protest during the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's visit to the Caribbean highlight royalties' pivotal role in the slave trade. So meaning when they came to Jamaica, the people of Jamaica reminded them that listen, you know what your family's done. You know what your family's done to this island, man. You know your family's rich from the rape, robbery, and the murder of the descendants of slaves that live and remain on this island, man.
That's right.
And there's a picture there. So as it came off the plane, you know what I mean? People had these signs here. Say you're sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
I can't see those signs what you putting up.
You can't on your end. It's a
Not like
picture.
us, sir.
Hey, no,
Can't.
sorry. One second.
Yeah,
I'll stop
can't.
the screen share and I'll refresh.
We can't one can't, sir.
All right, let me do it again. All right, let's get it. Can you see it now?
Can't one can't, sir.
I got you. So I
Can't
read the
do.
title and the subheading. So look, so when the Duke and Duchess came off the plane, they had signs like this awaiting them.
Okay, can't.
Why? Because this is how a lot of the royal family's riches came about, man. And it's a history that so many people don't want you to know.
So like you, sir, if I could,
Go ahead.
is this like the first time they've done this? Like putting out like banners to say apologize now? Because I've never heard of them doing it before.
No, you know what I mean? Likewise, I've never heard of him doing it too, but you know, that's how you know these are the last days, man.
That's right.
Definitely people are waking up to what's going on
Can't.
because the royal family, prime ministers, they've visited Jamaica many times, and guess what? Everyone worships them, man. But
Can't.
if you notice, in these last days, everyone's kind of like, nah, like listen, man, you owe us an apology, you owe
Can't.
us, you know what I mean, riches. So
Mhm.
that's how you know, definitely these are the last days where what we are waking up, man.
That's right.
Even though so many of us are not in the ISUPK, there's something out there that is definitely waking people up, man.
So
Because
like
things like this in the past did not happen.
can't.
Go ahead.
So like to interrupt you there, cut you there mid flow. Is there not a scripture to back that up that we would awake like a lion asleep or something? Was that so? Some
And I have an idea of the verse you're referencing, but
yeah,
it's not that one. All right, hold on. We will get back to this article.
can't
Uh,
say
let's get Joel 2.
Joel 2. Can't reading that today.
One second. And put my spirit. Second Joel 2.
Like here.
Yes, Joel 2 and 28.
Joel 2, verse 28. Read, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh.
And now, okay, now I know a Christian line saying, you see, all as you read on, it's explaining who is the all. It means all the Israelites, man. That what it shall come to pass, meaning one day or in a matter of time, the spirit of the Lord is going to come on all flesh, meaning who? The Israelites. And that's
right.
what you see. Even though, you know what I mean, so many of us are not in here, it's clear that the Lord is making it very clear for us to see who the enemy is, man. For us to see those that have benefited off our oppression, man. It's clear why? Because 10 years ago, that picture right there, you would have never saw that happening in Jamaica, man.
100.
I mean, when the royal family visit the islands, they get worship, man. But now it's different. Even before that sign there, it must have been David Cameron with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. He asked him to go, so what about some reparations? You know what I mean? You know what? You know that England has benefited from this island right here. Of course, he said no. But in the past, those conversations and those protests that you see, they would have never happened. And that's how you know the spirit of the Lord is being poured on all of us, man.
That's right.
Where now we see things and go, that's not right, man. While we're in Jamaica poor, we made a country rich, man. There's a country sitting on wealth, and we ain't got nothing.
So like
you know what I mean? That's the spirit of the Lord right there, man. Go ahead.
Salakia, so just to add to what you just said there as well, and it's us, the ISUPK, that's bringing it out for the all flesh to hear that, right? And it's spreading. Would you agree with that, sir?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I know sometimes some of us think, well, the school ain't big, but believe me, in the Bible it says the word of the Lord doesn't go out void, man.
That's
People
right.
hear it. Even things they say, it's from something that we say, man. You know what I mean? So absolutely, man. You know what I mean? People hear a class or they heard it subconsciously through someone else. And they go, you know what? That makes sense, man. So of course, I mean, they definitely hear it from the men of the Lord, man. Read on in Joel.
And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions.
And therefore, what's the point of this verse? Like, what? As a nation, we're going to wake up, man. We're gonna, you know what I mean, wake up from the sleep that we are in, man. But if you could actually start at one verse above, actually.
Start at one verse above that, which is 27. And ye shall.
Everything 12. Oh, mine froze. No sweat. I read it. So, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. So even right there, God isn't for everyone, man. So to show you what the all flesh is, it's talking about the Israelites. If you start one verse above.
27.
Come
on. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
And listen, that's the part that you need right there, man. Any black man talking about Queen Elizabeth is a queen, you're ashamed, man.
Right.
How are you gonna put a queen over you that oppress your grandmothers, man?
Right.
Your grandfathers, your ancient uncles, man. Why? Because we're ashamed. We don't want to be Jamaican, man. We don't want to. We want to be English, and we try so hard. And why do you think so many of us try to merge with the British way of life? Because we're ashamed. We're ashamed of that reggae music where what? They spoke against the Queen, man. They spoke against oppression. They spoke against England. And what, you know what I mean? We don't want to play them songs. Why? Because why we are ashamed as a people. We are running away from who we are, man. We're running away from being the chosen people of God. We're running away from facts, man. That's how we are as a people. And God's saying, listen, in these last days, you're never going to be ashamed, man. You're going to speak against what the royal family done, and you're not going to be ashamed, man.
Right.
You're going to say, I'm an Israelite, and you're not going to be ashamed, man.
That's right.
You're going to say, you're not a part of the British Empire, and you're not going to be ashamed. And I'll give you an example. I was watching that interview, and it was a Eubank, and he was talking about his fights he had in the past. And in the interview, the guy asked him, he goes, "You know what I mean? You're a guy. When it comes to a fight in a mental way, you seem like no one can't get to you mentally. Was there a time when someone got in your head?" And he said yes. And when he broke it down, it goes with this verse right here. He's ashamed. So one boxing match, he was versing a boxer called Sir Adiv Collins. He's of he's from Northern Ireland. And he says that he was trying to get in his head, but you know what I mean, it wasn't working. And he goes, there's one thing while he said, and it goes, when he said that, I knew from that day I was going to lose the boxing match. So now with Sir Stephen Collins, he said, look, Me, I'm a man. I'm from Irish descent. I love my people. I help my people. He goes, you're not an Englishman. You're
Mm-mm.
and you don't help Africans. And guess
Mm-mm.
what? Even when he said it on the interview, it's like
Funny.
he had a flashback of the same pain, like you know, and it goes that really shook me up. So even a white man had time, like listen, like you you don't help your people. Now, of course, he said Africans because, of course, you know what I mean. He believes all dark skinned people are Africans. You know what I mean. But basically, what this Irish man was saying to him is, you mean you impress English white people, but you don't
Fine.
help your people. And
Right.
bro, he said that
Right.
as soon as he said that, he goes, I knew I was gonna lose the fight. He goes, he got in my
Right.
head. Why?
Right.
Wanna why? Because with a Chris Eubank, he's ashamed, man.
That's right.
He wants to what that one eyepiece and the horse cane. Why? Because he's ashamed of being Jamaican, man.
That's right.
He's ashamed of his ancestors coming from
Fine.
the islands.
Right.
And by him being ashamed, he got his feelings hurt, man.
That's right.
If you
Salakia.
was with black people, once again, if you was with black people, if you was helping them and you gave him that love, he could never even say that to you, man.
Khan.
But he saw you with your white woman. He saw
Right.
you speak the Queen's English, and he's like, listen, like,
Yeah.
yo,
That's
you know what I mean? Remember now, he's an Irish white man. He's raw. He's like, you're a black man. Like, what the hell are you doing, Chris Eubank?
Khan.
And it hurt him. It killed him. Even in the
Khan.
interview, it's like the same pain came back his mind. And that got
Mm.
me. And it's like me, I'm a slave man. I don't really know much about myself. And listen, that's an excuse. And I'm gonna tell you
Khan.
why. Even if
Mm.
you don't know much about yourself, be around the people that their ancestors went through the same things as you. That's irrelevant. About you
Khan.
don't know much about yourself. Love the people that went through the same things that you went through, man. That's
Mm.
not rocket science. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Sadiv Collins got in his head, and he said it goes.
Khan.
From that moment, he knew he was going to lose the fight.
Khan.
You had some.
Yeah, Khan, sir. Just to add to that, basically, you know, Steve Collins gave him the truth, a home truth, you know what I mean? And it cracked his spirit because he knows that he's a coon. You know, Steve Collins knows he's a coon, and the rest of the world know he's a coon. And trying to, you know, join to the white man and be exactly like him just to fit in. Like you say, you know, he's ashamed of who he is. So he has to try and, you know, join to another nation to be like them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and even
And his son as well.
yeah,
And Salaki and his son, who's going to be fighting the other one, I can't stand him neither. Cause he coming like he's the same as his father. What's his name?
Nigel Ben.
No. Eubanks' his son.
Oh, well, he's got the same name, Chris Eubank Jr.
Junior, yeah, he's the same as well. Exactly the same. Salakia.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that broke him. You know what I mean? Like what the man said to him, because basically what he was saying was all throughout the walk up to the fight, he was trying to get in his head. He came to the press conference late. He was speaking Irish Gaelic around him, which of course, Chris Eubank, he wouldn't understand a word of it. And he ignored that. He goes, mentally, that didn't do anything. But he goes, when he looked him in the face and said that, he goes, that got to me. He goes, from that moment, I knew I was going to lose the fight. And it's true. You know what I mean? You're a black man from South London, if you were that. You know what I mean? He was raised in South London and moved to Brighton. Brighton, what business do you have as a black man in Brighton, man?
Salakia, sir.
Good.
And he drives around in that big truck, bibbing his horn with the glasses, waving to white people.
Absolutely.
He's a sellout.
The case in point, he spent his whole life trying to impress them. And when Sadiv Collins, he just let him know. It hurt him like, rah, you're right. And you know what I mean? From then, he lost the fight. He's like, I knew I lost it. He goes, it was a wrap. Like, you know what I mean? But let's read on in.
So what you're saying is basically Steve Collins beat him with the truth in his mind first, and then he lost the fight physically.
Absolutely. And why did this happen? Because like the precepts in Joel, he's ashamed, man. Well, as the
Mhm.
Bible says, when we come back to our God, we're never going to be ashamed.
Can't.
And he was ashamed, man. He's ashamed of those Jamaican roots, man. He's ashamed
Mm.
of living poor in South London. And he done all that to run away from himself till someone reminded him and it broke him. Read on. You got
Yeah, I
something?
just wanted to bounce off what you were saying, because it's so true. Like, we're so broken as a nation of people, we don't even realize that deep down, we actually love who we are. And, you know, you're selling yourself out for the heathen, for the oppressor. And all it takes is a little comment like that. And that shows the love deep down you have for your own people. You actually don't really hate, you know, you just lost. Yeah.
Absolutely. And guess what? What that man said, it woke him up, man. Like, you're right. Shit, like, I help black people. I've made millions off of boxing and I ain't done nothing for London. You know what I mean? And it hurt him and he lost the fight. Read on in Joel.
Come with verse 29, right there?
Yeah. You can jump
And
between that.
come. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids, in those days I will pour out my spirit.
And there, man, this is what he's seen in the last days, man. The spirit of the Lord is getting poured out to what? People are waking up, man. Everyone knows that religion is a lie, man. They're not in, you know what I mean? Not everyone's in here. No. But what people know, listen, man, in the church, they worship the sun. Meaning what? People are waking up, man. People are like, listen, man, the mosque, I'm not with that, man. People are waking up. Why? Because the spirit of the Lord is being poured upon all flesh, man. Read on.
And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke.
There, man. Guess what? That's what you see, man. Nuclear warfare, rockets, bombs. Do you not see that in these last days? You know what I mean? That lets you know what time we are in, man. You know what I mean? You got that one there, spirit upon all flesh. There's another one to go with that as well, about waking up in the last days. Hosea 13.
Hosea 13. Yeah, counsel.
Let me get there with you to make sure it's Amos, Hosea. There's like it's Hosea 13 and 1 or 12. No. One second. Let me get it. But let us return to the Lord. No, it might be Amos I'm referring to.
Oh, okay. The Amos 13 or?
Nah. Days. One second. I'll find it. I'll I paraphrase it online. So, yeah. All right, let's turn to the Lord. Sorry, it's Hosea 6 and 1. That's what I needed.
Hosea 6 verse 1. Come and let the return. Come and let us return unto the Lord.
So now this is another one, man, where Hosea is prophesying that what? Although we're lost, a time will come where what? We're going to say, come, let us return to the Lord, man. Let us return to the Lord, man. We've been under the British Empire for way too long, man. Been in the church way too long, man. Been in that mosque way too long. To what? We're going to go, where's our God, man? I'm in the church serving a European God, man. I'm serving the same God that what the Queen believes in, man. Where's my God? And guess what? Hosea knew this day will come, but it says what? Come and let us return to the Lord. Read on.
Brother Khan. For he have torn, and he will heal us.
So what? The Lord torn us, man. Meaning what? We are people punished by the Lord, but guess what? We're not going to be torn forever, man. We're going to be healed, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So many people read the Bible and go, listen, God doesn't deal with the Israelites anymore. And there's no verse that says that, man. And even those verses that you read, if you read on, what does it always say? If they return unto me, after a amount of time, they're going to return.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? Why? Because the Israelites are always the chosen people of God, man. Read on.
And Salakia, so just to add to that, if I could,
Yeah,
he also says, through much affliction, my people will return to me. So all the things that we've gone through, Salakia, go ahead, sir. Salakia.
No. I was saying right, like what you're saying is right.
Yeah, but all the affliction that we've gone through, we're looking for a way out. You know, and that's probably where we find the Most High in our lowest times. You know.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So that's another precept if you want to, you know what I mean, touch on that subject there. Reader.
Can't. And he have smitten, and he will bind us up.
So now if you smite someone, you hit them, man. And we're people hit by the Lord, but we're gonna be binded up, man. Meaning what? We're gonna get bandages, man. We've been hit, we're sore, we're hurt, but what? We're gonna get binded up. Meaning we're not gonna be lost forever. A time's coming with what? The chosen people of God are going to wake up. And who are those chosen people? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Read on.
All right, Colonel Council. After 2 days, he will revive us. In the third day, he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
And there you go. And on the third day, he will raise us up. So he's not talking about any elite. He's not talking about, day 1, 2, 3. He just means it's not going to be long. Meaning, you know what I mean? We're going to be a people. It's not going to be long, but we're going to live in his sight, man. And what you see in these last days is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians being revived, man.
Right.
When you see the Prime Minister of Jamaica asking David Cameron so what about reparations, he's revived, man. He's not worshiping him and giving him the best hotel and just basically worshiping the ground that he walks on. As a people, we are revived at what? We can actually look him in the face and go, well, you know that Jamaica made England rich, so where's the reparations at, man? When the royal family visit the islands, people are handing out banners going, listen, where's the reparations at, man? You know what the royal family has done to us, and you come here like as if you should be worshipped and bowed down to, and you know what I mean? Everyone should be nice to you, and what? You oppressed us, man.
Right.
Your family wasn't nice to ours. There was no mercy and love unto us. And that happens why? Because we are revived by the Lord, man. All right, let's get back into the article. There, so now you see signs like this. These are showing you that what we are a people waking up, man. Saying apologize. And you know what's sad about this? They won't even apologize. Even if you don't want to give reparations, you can't even say sorry. It was Prince Charles one time on BBC One. He was asked about, so would you apologize? And he wouldn't say a word, just ignoring it. Meaning you can't even say sorry, a word. You know what I mean? Even if you put the reparations to one side, you can't even just say, you know what? We're sorry for what we did to your ancestors. Like, no. You know what I mean? They can't even say sorry, man. Even that sign, look, it's saying apologize now, man. And they can't even do it. They come off the plane and can't even say sorry. They seen signs like this and just walk past that. I'm not apologizing. That proves they don't love you, man.
Talakia.
Go ahead.
Like they're deaf adder, right, sir?
Absolutely. Imagine that, man. You know what I mean? Okay, now don't think like them. Think like how we do. Imagine, we oppressed the people for over 400 years, and you visit that same island where the oppression took place, and someone shows you a sign like this. It will give you a flashback like, rah, my grandparents done that to yours. You know what? I'm sorry, man. As blacks and Hispanics, you would say naturally.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Even the picture right there would just go, that's enough. The apologize now, you wouldn't even need that. You'd be like, rah, like, you know what? That is cold, man. And they see and just come off the plane and I got things to do, man. Yeah, whatever. That is evil, man. The white man's the devil the Bible speaks of, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Look at that sign. It didn't even move you at all. You come off the plane and just listen, man. That you know what I mean? It's in the past. Then listen, man. I'm going to my 5-star hotel. That's not right, man. Let's read on.
And that's the people.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's like I said, I was just gonna say, it's just everybody's waking up, like you say. Everybody's can see what wickedness the white man has done to us now, and this is probably what's going to cause, problems in the streets sooner or later.
Absolutely, but this next part we're gonna read is gonna back up the point in what you said. So, if you want to read that, good.
It wasn't supposed to go like this.
And listen, even the person that read the article says it wasn't supposed to go like this. Meaning what? Usually, when the royal family visits the West Indies, they get no opposition, man.
Right.
Everyone worships them, man. Oh, the Queen's here. Yeah. It didn't go like that this time.
Right.
This time it went different, man. Read on.
Right. Usually, royal tours are full of cheering people, lining the streets, and gushy accounts of glamorous dresses.
So now, before this time, usually when the royal family visits any of the islands, people, they're lining the streets, dying to see the Queen, dying to see Prince Charles, Edward, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? One of the royal family members. This time it was different, man. I mean, yes, everyone was on the street, but it was for something else.
If I may, sir, is this recent?
Yeah, this happened in March.
Oh my gosh, all right. There has been some of that during the royal There has been some of that during the royal visits by the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge to the Caribbean. But there also have been protests, especially in Jamaica, where
so now it's different now, man. Instead of everyone worshiping them, now they're getting a protest, man. Meaning what? There's people against them, man.
That's right.
Read on.
Khan, where many people want the royal family to apologize for its role in institutionalizing slavery on the island.
And then meaning what? There's people on that same island. Yes, there's some people happy, and there's some people they're like, nah, I want the royal family to apologize, man.
That's right.
I want them to say, I'm sorry, man. I want them to apologize for what they've done on this island for over 400 years. Read on.
And Salakia, sir, if I could, just like someone who don't say sorry, like if a bad child, right?
1 second, Hakan. Gotta answer. All right, so like yeah. So like what we was reading, it's like I was sharing the screen. So it wasn't supposed to go like this. Usually royal tours are full. I've read that already.
We're down to, especially in Jamaica, where many people want the royal family to apologize for its role in institutionalizing slavery on the island. That's the bit we're up to, sir.
I've got can't.
And I was going to say something, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, you know, like a child, yeah, that or somebody that offends. Like in the school, we have something where if you don't say Salakia, right, what happens is you start holding a grudge against the person, right? So you know, we kind of speak to them and try and get the person on side, right? By Salakia, we apologize and whatnot. And the same kind of thing with the royal family, because they're not saying sorry and everybody's knowing now what they've done to them, it's going to cause more of a problem because they're going to hold a grudge still until we get the sorry, if you see where I'm coming from.
Absolutely, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll give an example. Commanding General Yohana, he was in a camp in a square in New York, and the breakdown was saying the same thing. He used, you know, King David and Nabal as the example that what King David, he was angry. Why? Because he helped Nabal out and they never got paid. And when you don't get paid, you hold animosity. And likewise, we are a people angry. Why? Because we've made this kingdom rich and never got a penny for it, man. Can't even get an apology. And you know what I mean? Them things do build up animosity, but let's read on. Mr. What?
Salakia, sir, yeah, come. I missed that, you know, what you said there, sir. You said, like, in General Hunter in Times Square, when David was asking to give us, you know, that's the part I got up to. I couldn't.
Okay, you know, so I'll break it down. So what happened was in the Bible, there's some history. So King David helped a man called Nabal, meaning he looked after his sheep. And then now King David, he wanted his a payment for helping him. And Nabal's like, no. So King David, he got some men and was about to take the life of this man. And the example is when you work hard and you don't get paid, you lead to crime, you go violent, you know what I mean, become something that you're usually not. And that's what Commanding General Hannah was breaking down. That
Right.
what people, we're not mad. We're people, we've worked for you, we've built your empire and got nothing. And like King David was mad, that's how we are, man, as a nation. Which was the point. Hold on 1 second. I got a question online. Let me pull it up. Right, so it says, Salakia, in the kingdom, what will the royal family who is here now be in the kingdom? Will there still be hierarchy with other nations? And the answer is no. And I'll show you in the Bible. Right, let's get Psalms about their nobles in chains. Psalms.
Oh, in fetters if change, right?
Yes, you know that one.
Where is that?
Right, Psalms 149 and 8.
Hold on, 149, verse 8. But shall I go from 7, sir, or straight to 8?
Yeah. No.
Come.
You start up above.
Cut on, sir. To execute vengeance upon the heathen.
Meaning what? This day is a judgment day, man. And when we get the power from the Lord, we're going to execute judgments upon the heathens, man. If you judge, you decide. Meaning, you decide what's going to happen. And the Lord, he's going to give us the power to what? Decide what happens to those heathens. Read on.
And punishment upon the people
Uh-huh.
to bind their kings with chains.
So hang on now. We're gonna bind their kings with chains, man. Who's that? A prince, a Charles, man.
Right.
Prince Harry.
Right.
You know what I mean? And of course, you know what I
Right.
mean? The Bible is a masculine book, but that would
Right.
be the royal family, man.
Right.
Their kings and queens, they're going in chains, man.
Right.
They're gonna get chains around their arms and feet, man.
Right.
Read on.
Qadwan Khan. And their nobles with fetters of iron.
And they're nobles, man. Meaning what? The royal family, they are a noble people, man. They're a people that what people look up to. And the nobles are gonna be in fetters of iron, man. That's the future, man.
Khan.
All the royal families of this earth, you know, because England isn't the only country that has a royal family. In France, there's a royal family. I believe in Sweden, there's a royal family. So, you know, I mean, it's not only in England and in Greece to this day, they have a royal family. There you go, among the Arabs. So it's not just, you know what I mean, the Queen and that royal family. Talking about all of them are going to be in chains and fetters of iron, man.
Salakia, sir.
Good.
So all those Arab princes in Knightsbridge driving their cars, you know, all them they're princes, all them people that have got lands in other countries, in, you know, Lebanon, and, you know, they're gonna be put in fetters of chains, right, and irons, right?
Absolutely, man. And on the back of that, I don't want to, you know what I mean, digress. But even a lot of those rich Arabians, they are disgusting. If you don't know what to do, does anyone know what they do? Okay, so now remember, now they're rich, so now they can't do it in England. So do you know what to do? In Saudi Arabia, they're rich, and what to do is they pay for black girls to go to Saudi Arabia, and they piss on them, shit on them. They do all these things, and they pay them lots of money. That is disgusting, man.
Oh my God, they're wicked.
Yeah, and it's a trend, meaning it's something that a lot of women do. So they'll be online, some rich Arab, you know, sheikh or some whatever. He'll message them like, "Yo, I'll pay for your flight. You'll get gold, this and that." But you know what I mean? You're gonna have to, you know, let me do my one and number two on you. And obviously, you know what I mean, anyone with any dignity, they'll be like, no, but because they want it, they literally go there and do all manner of nasty things, man. It's literally it's a trend, meaning it's something that a lot of women are doing.
So like, yes, sir.
A princess, yeah, go ahead.
Is that not Africans though? That's not Israelites, is it? That's African doing that.
No, that is Israelites. People from London and America, like, you know what I mean? Basically, okay, I'll break it down for you. In everyday life, an Israelite woman wouldn't want them. So, you know what I mean? They go on Instagram, find a woman who's like some like a mother or something, like, listen, you know what I mean? I'll make you rich if you know what I mean, you do this. And like, that is a trend. That is something that is happening. Ashram Ra'aban, Yahweh Shemi Hawah Shai Barakta.
Salam, ya Bashem Shapita.
There
you go, man. And like, that's what these Arabs are doing. They're like, you know what I mean, direct messaging them, like, listen, like, I'll give you gold. Come to Saudi Arabia in my 6-star hotel, and you know, you let me do this and that to you. And that is a trend. So it's not just like something that we don't know. It's something that is happening the more and more. These rich Arab sheikhs and fads and all that. That's what they're doing now. And listen, they're going in fetters of iron, man.
That's right.
They're doing it now, but a time coming where you couldn't do it. Why? Because you're chained up, man. You might want to do it, but you're chained up, man. You couldn't do it if you wanted to. Reader.
So like you, so we will be doing the same thing to them.
No. Listen, we are better than them.
You can't.
I mean, we're not gonna do what they do to us. You know what I mean? We are the holy people, man.
But we can feed them to alligators, right?
No, we're not feeding their babies to alligators. Listen, they're gonna be under us. You know what I mean? That's the point. Remember this, we are the holy people. We are better than them. You mean they did them things? Why? Because heathens are evil naturally.
Naturally
Guess what?
nasty. Yeah.
They're gonna rule this earth in righteousness, and they're gonna be subject unto us, man. Like what we read in Psalms, we're gonna hand out a judgments.
What kind of judgments?
We're gonna decide what we're going to do with them. Some judgments might be death. Some might just be, big fines. But whatever is decided in that time, that's what's gonna happen.
So lucky, but it will all be within the law, right?
Absolutely, we're not gonna do nothing lawless to them. We're not gonna rape their women like fake Israelite groups say. We're not gonna, be raping and doing all nastiness. No, man. We're gonna reign, but in a righteous way. Go ahead.
Right.
Quick question, if I could. In the kingdom, will I think there's a punishment where you be stoned to stoned to death. Will that be brought back? Because I think I heard I can't remember if it was one of the classes, but apparently like being stoned to death as a punishment for crime, might be brought back in the kingdom. I'm not sure.
It is, yes, absolutely. In the kingdom, these laws are going to be in effect. So, someone does a sin that is punishable by death. Of course, in the Bible, every sin you do, you don't die for. Some are fines, some are lashes, you get whipped. But if it's a sin where you have to die, then you will die. You know what I mean? If it gets there, if you do it.
Salakia said, but there is one person, there is one set of nation, them Edomites. They're the ones that are going to get it proper, right? They're the ones that are going to get wiped out, though, like off the end.
Yes, but the Bible doesn't say how. You know what I mean? They could be oppressed and just get wiped out. You know what I mean? Why? Because if you don't have kids, eventually your nation's gonna get wiped out. You know what I mean? No one doesn't know how it's gonna happen, but the Bible says it will happen.
Can't say.
So, you know what I mean? All right then. Those were read on in Psalms.
Verse 9, to execute upon them judgment written.
And there you go. Meaning in the kingdom, we're going to be executing the Bible. It says the judgments written, meaning what's written in the Bible, that's what they're going to get. Read on.
Karawan Khan. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
This honor have all the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites, man.
That's right.
Well, in context, a repented Israelite at that. Meaning what? This is the respect we're going to get, man. That what? We're going to be able to judge all these nations, man. Put their nobles in chains and fetters of iron. That's the honor that what? Those that serve the Lord, you get to do it, man.
Right.
If all of us endure to the end, this is the honor that we will get. That what? A people that at one point was seen as low rise up and they put the people on top in chains, man. That's the honor that we get, man. That's the honor that the saints will get, man.
Cool.
You know what I mean? And guess what, man? Endure, man. This is you know what I mean? Obviously, I can't speak for everyone. I hope we're all on the same page. But listen, man, you've been in the UPK doing classes, doing camps. It's not in vain, man. A time's gonna come where what? You judge people, man. You get to put people in chains or what? Put your people in chains, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And listen, and if you want it, endure, man. If you want to have the last laugh, as you want to say, listen, man, you better endure, man. Repent, follow those laws, don't sin. You know what I mean? Do anything, man. You know what I mean? Give this your all if that's what you really want, man.
Right. So lucky, sir. And it's only just, right? It's only just that we put them in chains for what they've done to us. It's only right.
Absolutely. We was in chains. It's history. You know what I mean? Open up a history book. It's not far-fetched. Everyone knows about what the British Empire did to us. It's taught. You want to know facts? The transatlantic slave trade is taught in history universally, meaning all over the earth, in any history class, at one point in time, that gets taught. Because it was such a big thing where you took people from one land took him to another land and had him enslaved for 400 years. He's taught in history in Saudi Arabia, history in India, history in China, meaning he's taught everywhere because it's such a big thing. You know what I mean? But that's one. Let's get Isaiah 60 also as well.
Isaiah 60, verse 1.
Not one. Let me find it. I just want to get just the main verse for time's sake. All right, you get there. Isaiah 60, shine light. A second. One second. It lives in Isaiah 60. One second.
Is it verse 10?
Verse 10?
They're going to build upon it.
Yes. Father. Verse 10.
Yeah, I'll read it. Okay. Isaiah chapter 16, verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy wall.
So now we started there. So the first thing in the kingdom is sons of strangers are gonna build our walls, man. Meaning what? We're not gonna be doing no manual labor, man. Other nations are gonna be building walls and roofs and using roof rafters and roof joists and doing all of those things. But in the kingdom, we're going to live in some nice houses, and we did not build it, man.
Right.
We're gonna have nice things, and we didn't labor for it. Read on.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
And in the kingdom, their kings are gonna minister unto you. Meaning what? Prince Harry, Prince Charles, they're gonna minister unto you, man. They're gonna be your servants. They're gonna be like, Hakian, what do you need? Are you hungry? I'll bring you a plate of food. Are you thirsty? I'll give you a nice cold drink. You know what I mean? What's that film? A color, a purple. I want a cold drink. You know what I mean? That's what Prince Harry's gonna do. Harry, I want a cold drink, man. Guess what? He's gonna make sure that drink's cold, man.
That's right. That's right.
He's going to minister unto you, man.
Right.
The royal family is gonna be ministers.
Right.
They're not gonna be ministered to, man. In the kingdom, the album's gonna be, listen, I want my wings hot and spicy. And guess what? With them, Harry, he gonna be sweating like, listen, these wings need to be hot and spicy. If not, I'm gonna be fired. Like, hey, listen,
That's right.
Please. I mean, why? Because he's ministering unto you.
That's right.
He's working for you, man.
Right.
And that's the kingdom. Kings and queens, of course, you know what I mean? They're gonna be ministering unto you, man.
Right.
Read on.
For in my wrath I have smote thee. But in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
They were in my favor, man. Meaning what? When we get this is a favor of the Lord, man. We have a favor from the Lord that what? We're gonna rule all the nations and their kings, man, and their queens and their nobles. You know what I mean? That's what we have, man. I got another question or a comment from Hadasab here. All right, so do something make amends. They got more money than sense. I wonder what they gonna do with all the wealth the queen accumulated. How they gonna distribute it back if they need to pay back what they stole? But okay, we don't need to think like that because we know they're not going to give it back. We know they're not. You know what I mean? Like, even when Jamaica asked for reparations, it's just wishful thinking because it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So we don't need to think that far because we know that they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? All right, let's get Psalms. Just get precept. All right, Psalms 109. We can start from verse 1.
The Psalm chapter 109 verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hold not thy peace, O God of my praise. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me.
And there you go, man. The mouth of the wicked and the deceitful have spoken against me. And listen, man, that is England right there, man. What they do, call us lazy. They speak evil against us when what? Our Labour built this country. Like, okay, this is what shocked me, yeah? You're angry when a black man is on benefits. When I'm gonna give you the facts, England is a 96% white a country. So meaning the other 4%, that is the Romanians, blacks, Africans, you know what I mean, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis. So who is on benefits the most? By
White
default,
people.
it would be you. You're on benefits the most. Why? Because you're 96% of the country. And you argue over 1% on benefits. When, let's keep it real, all of them are on benefits, man.
That's right.
And the benefits they're on, it's not the same benefits, man. Our benefits just make us survive. White benefits, they go on holiday, man. I'm not making up. A white man's benefits, he has a car, he goes on holiday once a year with the kids. That is the oppressor's benefits.
Is that right, Salakia?
No, that is right. Listen, there are documentaries in England, and guess what? Off dole money, the same dole money you receive, they go on holiday, man, every year with the kids. So meaning we don't even get the same dole money. You don't get the same benefits. We can't go on holiday with that money. They go on holiday with benefit money. They have a car, they have a family car on benefit money, man. I'm not making it up. On ITV in the past, I haven't watched ITV in a while. There are shows on this, and they go on holiday, man on benefits with 5 kids. Him and the 5 kids are on holiday, and it's all benefit money. Now, the benefits we receive, you can't afford no holiday, you can't afford no car, man. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And then when a black man is on benefits, you're moaning. You see, everyone's bleeding England dry. You're bleeding the country dry. But listen, he doesn't get what you get. You're bleeding the country dry, man. You're doing it by yourself, man.
That's right.
And they speak evilly against us. Read on.
They have spoken evil against. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue.
And there, man, they speak against us with a lying tongue, man. Black people are lazy. That's a lying tongue, man. Even in England right now, who does all the hard working jobs? Black people do, man.
Right.
And who are the best workers? Black people, man. And listen, I've done many trades, and wherever I go, the best workers are black men, man. And you know something? When he phones in sick for that one day, the place is you mean when he's not there, the place is in turmoil. Why? Because he's holding up that workplace, man.
Right.
When it's his shift, he takes that place on his back. Read on.
They compassed me about also with words of hatred,
and they compassed us. I know, sweat. And they compass us with words of hatred, man. Slavery's in the past. Get over it. You're bitter. That is hatred, man.
Right.
And you wonder why? In England, you hate the Germans till this day, man.
Right.
And I can't talk about the evils that you did.
Mm.
That's hatred, man. Those words prove that England hates black people, man. Read on.
And that,
And
Salakia, sir, if I could, sir.
Good.
And that they only see justice for themselves. They don't see justice for anybody else. They only see it for themselves.
There you go. No, you are absolutely right. Read on.
and fought against me without a cause.
And they fought against us without a cause. What's that? That's the Windrush, man.
That's right.
We came here to work jobs that you didn't want to work, and the Teddy boys are fighting against us. They fought against us without a cause. They had no reason to, man. We're helping you. You didn't want to build up London after the Second World War. You didn't want to build up Manchester and Birmingham after the Second World War. We did, man. And you fight against us without a cause, man. Who's heard of the New Cross Massacre? Has anyone heard of it?
Sir.
Okay, so basically in London, there's an area called a New Cross, and there was a black house party, and some white racists, they burnt down the house, and 13 people in the house died, and one person died. He jumped out the window, and there was a sharp gate fence, and he impaled himself on the fence, trying to avoid the fire.
Salakia, sir.
And it was a racist attack. And guess what? You know what I mean? The Queen of England didn't even mention it. But that same week in Scotland, someone died in a house fire, and the Queen mentioned them and not the New Cross Massacre.
Salakia, sir. I didn't hear that because the camera went out. Salakia.
Hey, those right. You can hear me now.
Yeah, can't. I only heard the You started with the New Cross Massacre. That was it. I didn't hear anything else.
Okay. So in London, there's an area called a New Cross.
I know it. Yeah.
And there was a party in the house, and some of the Teddy boys, they burnt down the house and they killed 13 people in the house. It was a racial attack. And guess what? The police didn't even try to look for them, not number one. So 13 died from the fire, and one died from the top window. He jumped out of the window trying to avoid the fire, and he impaled himself on the fence.
Black people, obviously. 13 black people.
Yes. So all of them black. And then now, that same week in Scotland, a family died in a house fire, and the Queen mentioned the white family that died, and didn't mention the black people that died from the racist attack of the New Cross Massacre. That is a fact. You can look it up. When you mean in front of the camera, she mentioned that family and didn't mention the 13 people from the New Cross Massacre that died from the racist attack.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
So that means she sanctioned it and she agrees with what happened. That's what that means, right?
Well, in court, they have a thing called acquiescence. That's the word. And it means if you don't object it, then it means you agree with it. If you don't speak against it, then it means, well, you obviously don't have a problem with it. It's called acquiescence or acquiescence. I mean, but you can look it up. And it means if you don't say nothing against it, then what it shows is that you are in fact in agreement with it.
That's right.
If you don't mention it and go, we're appalled at what happened on the land of England, this racial attack, you know what I mean, no to racism, then it means you agree with it.
That's right.
It happened, whatever. You know what I mean? Read on in Psalms.
Come. For my love, they are my adversaries.
And so now, look what King David's saying. For my love, they are my enemies, meaning what? I love them, and they're my adversaries. And that is black people, man. That is the Windrush, man. For the love we show you, you become our enemies. Let me tell you something. Jamaicans love the Queen, man. I've got a grandmother that just loved the Queen. I don't know why. They love the royal family. Benjamites from the islands love the royal family. And guess what? The royal family hate you. They hate
That's
me.
right. That's right.
For your love, they're your enemies. Meaning what?
And-
You love them, and what? Once again, you love them, and they hate you, man. You show them love. Listen,
Right.
you talk to an old Benjamin. They
Right.
love the family.
That's right.
Whether it's your grandmoms, whether it's your, aunties, anyone from that generation, and someone down, they love the royal family.
Right.
It's what the royal family hates you, man.
That's right.
Yeah, you had some.
Can't. So just to add on to that, what you just said, right? And they even try and talk like them. Have you not noticed when them old Jamaicans, right? When white people come around them, even not just the royal family, but I mean just white people alone, all of a sudden their English is on point. They start to talk English like them, or trying to be like them because they love them so much, trying to be like them too.
No, it's true. I'm gonna tell you how much years ago I used to work in a restaurant. There was a black woman. I don't know why she was trying to talk the Queen's English, like trying to get the mouth posture right, like I want some fish. And what the hell is wrong with you? And what's funny is you can hear the Jamaican you can hear the Jamaican undertone with her voice, like what the hell is wrong with you? Like there's no need for that, man.
Extra.
And she was trying hard, man.
Can't.
She loves him, man.
Can't.
She loves him. But what? They're adversaries, man. I remember, and it was sad. I was trying to work and do a job, but I paused, like she asked me, and I paused for a second, like, you don't talk like that in my mind. But it must have showed on my face because she kind of looked at me like, what? Like, oh, you know what I mean? But I couldn't hide it, like, why are you talking like that for?
Right.
I feel sorry for them,
You're from the island, listen, you don't talk like that. You know what I mean? Let's not play the games. I know, you don't talk like that, okay? You know what I mean? Right? Because we love the royal family.
That's right.
The what? You make a mockery of ourselves, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it sounds silly. You don't talk like that, man. And then what's funny is, as much as you try to talk the Queen's English, you got the West Indian accent bursting out, at the same time, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, why try, man?
And you know what, Salaki, sir, and you know what, I kind of feel sorry for them, because they're begging it so much to be like them. You know what I mean? Like, I dropped something off at my ribs work one day, and this the woman behind the reception was trying to be so English, it made me sick. I just walked off in the car and drove, and you know what I mean? Trying to be like, hi, Jeffrey. Hello, good morning, Jeffrey. Putting on a smile, and a wave, everything to be like white people. And it's sad,
Absolutely. It is really sad. And what's sad is they know what you're trying to do and they're laughing at you.
Yeah.
While you believe, you know what I mean? You see, I'm blending in. I'm not black. Look at me. I'm talking like you. Listen, man. Your black face is showing, man. You can't hide that, man. There's nothing to hide you, man.
So that Captain, what you say? They're trying to blend in.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's like you are black. Like, you know what I mean? And listen, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you can't hide who you are, man.
And Salakia,
you can't hide who you are.
And Salakia, and white people don't respect them,
No,
white people don't respect them, at all.
They don't. You know what? I'm gonna give you a fact. We do camp, and the oppressor respects us.
That's right.
And what's funny is when someone tries to come against us, they don't respect them at all. They ignore them. Yeah, they move. While as we get respect, right. They don't like us, but they go, nah, you know what? I respect their points. They got some valid points. You know what I mean? They don't like it, but there's a level of respect, and you trying to get their love, you get no respect, man.
Can't. So like you said, do you remember the Irish man, that put the £5 in the thing? And the black boy was saying, but they're calling you a devil. And he's still putting the money in and rubbed him off and carried on. Do you remember?
And you see why? Because he respects us. Even when he's trying to say, listen, they're a racist, he's like, yeah, but what they're saying is true. £5.
Yeah.
And there you go. And here's the problem. Don't fight for love. Fight for respect.
That's
and
right.
That's the problem. As blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're becoming people. We're fighting for love. I want you to love me. And you know what I mean? Don't see me as a black man. See me as a human being. You know what I mean? And that's the problem.
Stupid.
While we think like that, we get no respect, man.
Well,
I'm a black man. I'm gonna be me. But guess what? You're not gonna walk all over me. That's respect, man. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do what I've got to do. I'm gonna serve the Lord, and you're gonna leave me alone. And guess what? They would respect us, man.
That's right.
They go, now you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I don't agree with all of it, but listen, they hold to that, man. Cool. You know what I mean? And in the UPK, we exercise it the most, and it works.
Right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
And you know the thing is,
yeah.
Right, so like you said, and when they see us with our own people as well, like your wife being a black woman, you know what I mean, and not trying to mix with their people, they respect that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They respect that too. They smile and you know what I mean? He's sticking to his own. You know, I've seen it.
Okay, now I'll sum it up. What you don't understand is when a black man is with a white woman, he thinks, oh, you're another one of those.
Yeah.
You couldn't find a woman of your own. You think being with this woman makes him love it. It's like you couldn't find one of your own. And that's when you lose the respect.
Lose respect.
What we don't understand is what we think is gonna get us to love, it gets you to disrespect.
That's like, right.
You couldn't be with one of your own. And then when you're with your own, it's like, well, you know what I mean? This man loves himself.
That's right.
That's value. You know what I mean? And that's something that we don't understand. Don't fight for love. Fight for respect, man.
That's right.
All right. Let's read on in Psalms.
For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer.
Meaning what? King David's like, you know what? I'm going to serve the Lord, man. I've showed them love and what? Like, they're my enemies. Like, they don't like me, even though I've showed them nothing but love, man. We came via the Windrush, man. Had to live in one bedroom, not the house. One bedroom. Built the London Underground, man. Done all the bus driving. Built the NHS. Meaning we've loved this place. I know what has ever happened to us is what? We've become their enemies. Reader.
And they have rewarded me evil for good.
Oh, there you go, man. They rewarded me evil for good, meaning what? I've done good to them, and they've given me evil, man. I've showed them love. I've been good to them, and they paid me back with evil. And that is black people right there, man. That is the Windrush right there, man. We've been good to them. You mean after the Second World War, England was on its face, do the research. And we was good, got paid minimum wage to do some big jobs, man. We was in the welding industry, the construction industry, you mean, and they wasn't paying good. And guess what? We done them good while they was financially broke. We done those jobs for the low pay. And you was evil to us, man. You had the racist white gangs beating up black people. You make us live in one room and paying to live in one room the same amount of money that you would pay to live in a whole house. Do the research. Meaning a white man, he could buy a whole house, front garden, the house, back garden. You would pay that just for one room, and you wasn't even in the room alone. You was with your family in one room, and guess what? There was another black family in that same room, man. All of them had to sleep on the same bed, man. And then, of course, like with the gas and the electric, we also shared the same stoves in the same house, man. And like back then, you put in some money into it, and everyone was trying to rush and cook as fast as they can before the money ran out on the stove, man. We've been good to you, man. We put up with a lot, and you've been evil to us for our good. Read on.
And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love.
And hatred for my love, man. For my love, they're giving me hatred. I mean, we've loved England. We've given England our all, man. Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank, they gave England their all, man. They put a British middleweight boxing on the map, and what? A fight from England was nobody. In the 90s, British boxing on the world or in the world was nothing. And guess what? It was black men that what put England boxing on the map, man. We show our love to this place. We give this place good, and what we get is the evil, man. Read on.
Set thou a wicked man over him.
And now, guess what? King David's angry. King David's saying, listen, set a wicked man over them, man. Set a demon over them. Set someone wicked over them to rule over them. Read on.
And let Satan stand at his right hand.
And let Satan stand at his right hand, man. Meaning what? Curse these people, man. Be against these people. But whatever, don't be for these people, man. Don't be for them, man. You know what I mean? Let's get Psalms 149, I believe it is. No, that's not it. 1 second. By the rivers of Babylon, Psalms 137, it might be 47. Let me see. Yeah, Psalms 137 and 1. And listen, man, this is again another Psalms from King David, man. You know what I mean? Talking about oppression right here. And listen, man, we can relate to this under the hands of the British Empire, man. Let's read that.
Book of Psalms 137 verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
Meaning what? We are a people taken from our homeland, man.
Right.
What, man? You know what I mean? We want Zion, man. You know what I mean? If obviously everyone doesn't listen to it, but if you listen to the rockers and the reggae music from the 60s, I know we wanted Zion, man. Burning Spear wanted Zion, man.
That's right. Salakia.
You know what I mean? Once again, of course, the whole message wasn't right, but a lot of those reggae artists, what they knew, we were the Israelites.
That's right.
So,
They
like,
did.
Man, we want Zion, man. Of course, I mean, they thought Zion, it was in Africa, where they was wrong, of course. But the point being is, they knew that there was a place better than this, man.
Right.
There's a place where we come from, and it's gotta be better than this place.
That's right. And Salakia, sir.
But
And the rappers as well. You know, the old rappers as well. They used to mention stuff in there. I remember listening to Hell on Earth, some Mobb Deep stuff. And on those tracks, they were mentioning certain things I only understand now. I didn't understand at the time.
Honestly, I will give you the heads up on that. A lot of the rappers from the 90s, they used to visit One West. Like with the Wu-Tang Clan, they used to learn at One West.
Oh,
So with
that's what
a
it
Method
was.
Man, them like they was actually there. Of course, they didn't, join the truth and you know what I mean? But no, they was there and they actually took notes.
Right.
Anyone who was in the UK in the 90s, they'll tell you that a lot of rappers, a lot of New York rappers, they used to learn why, because the ISUPK was in New York, and we are, of course, now still. But I mean, we was over New York relentlessly. So yeah, you know what I mean? They would say certain things. Why? Because they learn under the they learn under the head. And you know what I mean? Right now, for a time's sake, we got about 8 minutes left. Let's break down the Psalms. Read on. Right, Alba.
We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof.
Meaning what? We're sad, man. In this place, we're remembering Zion. Like, damn. Like, what am I doing here, man? You mean what am I doing in England? What am I doing in England in the cold, man?
Suffering.
What am I doing in the West Indies? I was shipped here. We are a people that what? We know we have a homeland. We know that we are the Israelites. And you mean we are in mourning as a nation.
Right.
Reader.
For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
Oh, let's start right there, man. And they that carried us away captive required of us a song, meaning what? They want you to entertain them, man. What? While they oppress you, somehow in that oppression, make me laugh, box me,
wicked.
MC. Oh, you're one of those grime MCs. Oh, you know what I mean? That's what they want, man. You can rap, you can dance. You know what I mean? You're a talented young black man. Listen, man, if you hear that, I'm gonna lose my mind, man.
Can't.
You black people are talented. Do you know what that means? Entertain me.
That's right.
It's a nice way of saying you're talented. Entertain me.
Can't, sir. You're a song and dance nigga.
They that carried us away required of us a song. Meaning, you mean while they're pressing you, at the same time they want you to entertain them, man.
Wicked people, man.
They want you to MC. They want you to box. They want you to, you know what I mean, dance. They want you to do anything, man, just to make them happy. And this one breaks my heart the most. Well, not the most. One of them in Birmingham. You know what I mean? Everyone knows there's an MMA fighter called Leon Edwards.
You can't.
And he beat the African.
That's
you know
right.
I mean? And now he's the welterweight champ. You know what I mean? So in a big event, a man from Birmingham, you know, he's got the belt. And listen, man. You know what I mean? Birmingham is a racist place, man.
Racist, boy.
But what? You're happy when he wins the UFC welterweight belt, though.
Right.
All of a sudden, you don't see race when what? He gives you victory.
Right.
But though the people of him, you hate them, man. I'm gonna tell you something you don't know. With him, he's from Jamaica. Leon Edwards was born in Jamaica, man.
That's what he said. Can't.
And you hate the win rush, but you're happy when he wins you that welterweight belt, though.
Right.
And why? Because they require of you a song. I mean, you can entertain them, but they hate you. They don't like you, but if it's for entertainment value, you know what I mean? You can pass, man.
Right.
You can be in the UFC and hold the English flag. You can represent England then, but anything else now, you are Jamaican, man.
That's right. That's right.
You don't represent England. Read on.
Come. And they that wasted us required of us mirth.
And there you go.
Same.
Those that wasted us, man. England, the British Empire has wasted us, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they require of you mirth. They want why are you being wasted? They want you to be happy. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how you know it's talking about us. What do white people always say? You're miserable. You're down. Smile. You're not smiling. You know what's wrong? You know what I mean? What's wrong with you? Because I'm wasted, man.
That's right. That's
England,
true.
wasted, man.
That's true.
You're not smiling. And that's that, you know what I mean? With black people, you know what I mean? You don't really smile, you know what I mean? You walk around all rough, you know, like, you know what I mean?
And if you Salakia.
Once again, why? Because we are wasted, man. And why you waste us? Be happy. Like, nah, you can't do it.
And if you even say, oh, you know, it's racism and oppression and all that, they say, oh, don't pull that card, that old chestnut, don't do that. You know what I mean? As soon as you mention it's to do with race or to do with how you can't get a job or anything like that, they'll say, oh, listen, everyone can get a job. Why can't you? Do you know what I mean? They ain't got no mercy, man. There's a wicked set of people you have there, man.
Absolutely, man. And you know what I mean? And it shows how much they think of us, that if you waste someone, naturally you're gonna be like, well, he's not happy because we oppressed him. His foreparents worked in the islands for 400 years. He's in England, not reaping a benefit of that accumulated wealth. You mean he's in a council estate? His benefits are damn near low as can be. And then you want me to be happy? Which is why, if you notice, on a lot of these adverts, when it's a black actor, what is it always doing? Smiling and happy. And why? Because they know that we're not like that. But that's how they want us to be. Reader.
Smiling while we're down. You know what I mean? Salakia.
Reader.
Required of, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
And there, man, and like sing, man, entertaining, man. You know what I mean? Do something, man. You know what I mean? I want you to do one of those grime raps from me. You know what I mean? You're very talented with those words, meaning he wants you to rap, man. You got a nice voice. They want you to sing. Oh, you know what I mean? You can dance, meaning dance to me. And that's the problem, man. They want you to entertain them while you're oppressed, man. Read on.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
Meaning, King David's like, how can I sing these songs in a strange land? Meaning, this ain't my land. How do you want me to be happy in a land that's not mine? It don't make sense.
That's right.
And that's how all of us should be, man.
That's
we should
right.
be happy when we're back in Zion. So,
That's right.
That's, you know what I mean? It's the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. You know what I mean? We'll be back next week. You know what I mean? Do check us out on YouTube, ISUPK United Kingdom, Facebook, ISUPK United Kingdom, Instagram, ISUPK UK. You know what I mean? All the social media platforms that we got right. I'm a that Israel Shalom. All right, Akim. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb.
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb.
All right, Akim.
Shalom, sir.
No sweat. Dismissed.
Shalom.